was his first video of him almost losing the plot, and I thought Tyson might get hold of that and say, look Dad, pipe down now, just leave it, and that'll be the end of it. But he's carried on, and this morning he released another video. There was three, just a big fat mess, nobody making noise, nobody's really interested, but we have to respond because the noise he makes gets attention because Tyson Fury is such a big name and he's making a comeback fight. So anyway, he said you don't want to fight anybody.
No, I think he's past his best. I'm a no-filter kind of guy. I love my son, but there's too many people patting him on the back and telling him he's Tarzan when he's not Tarzan. He's been gone Tyson since the Deontay Wilder fights. It's finished Wilder completely. Done it. He's not got a leg underneath him.
Vocal about Tyson Fury and his training camps and the people that have been training him in the past. We'll go back to Ben Davison, Sugar Hill, and you've been vocal and you've aired your views on that. Where are you at with Tyson and his camp?
So John Fury, as is Tyson Fury's dad. So with due respect to the circumstance, if you want to repair your relationship with your son, the best thing you probably should be doing is interviews with newspapers about it. For me, I always question that. I always think that's an unpalatable circumstance. That's making it about you. If you want to repair your private relationships, you repair them in private, not in the...
Hating me. I'm actually quite fond of Tyson Fury. I want him to do well, and I want him to retire a happy man, which I've spoke about on numerous occasions. We actually came through the pro ranks together. Tyson Fury, if you don't know, he made his professional debut, he was promoted by the same promoter at the time, and he made his pro debut on the undercard of my first world title fight against Jean Pascal here in Nottingham. Good little fight. Tyson's nice and relaxed. He's coming back. Again, after retiring, he's back out of retirement. We kind of knew it was going to happen. He seems in a good place. He seems quite happy. He's not out of shape. He's in his usual shape, which isn't great shape in terms of physicalities to look at. He's not good on the optics, but you know he's in shape because he's not 28 stone. He's probably looking about 18 and a half stone-ish, and he's in the gym. I don't think he ever really came out of the gym. He said he's been training twice a day.
Forget who built his story when he was a kid. He didn't build it himself, did he? Me, his father. And he hasn't showed me enough respect to say, you know what, my dad could be right.
Is that repairable?
Bollocks, a lot of it. Same squad, same bullshit.
You're not a part of this training camp, are you?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I said, if you have him, that Sugar, I'm no filter. I said, I'm gone.
But what is it about Sugar?
He's no good.
Tactically,
technically, he's useless. Everybody's been in the corner. He got beat. He's been gone Tyson since the Deontay Wilder fights. It's finished Wilder completely. It's took a lot away from Tyson. Magmadov. This is a problem. I'm the first one to say it, because all them out there, they don't pay enough attention to detail, Spencer.
It's a high-risk fight for him, this, isn't it?
It's not what I'd have done. Look at Usyk. Usyk saying, I'm 39-year-old, on an easy time. He's picked Rico Van Over.
Yeah.
Man's not a boxer. I'm getting well paid for Rico, keeping my name out there. It's an easy fight. Even if Tyson wins this, it's 12 rounds of hard work.
John Fury just torched his own son's career, and Carl Froch is absolutely destroying him for it. This isn't just some family disagreement behind closed doors. This is a full-blown public meltdown that's threatening to derail Tyson Fury's entire comeback. And here's the thing that's driving everyone crazy. John Fury is doing this right before one of the biggest fights of Tyson's career. We're talking about a heavyweight champion who's already dealing with questions about his conditioning, his motivation, and whether he's still got that killer instinct. The last thing he needs is his own father creating a media circus. But that's exactly what's happening, and Carl Froch is calling it out for what it really is. Pure attention-seeking behavior that puts his son's legacy at risk.
And I never will, because I'm a psychopath. I can't have 1 million people around me, because it doesn't work. I just have the same old people I've always knew, that's it. I'm not interested in making new friends, I'm not interested in what the next man's got, I'm not interested in what the next door neighbour's doing, don't care. Keep myself to myself and me own.
But here's where it gets absolutely wild. Carl Froch isn't just throwing random punches here. He's exposing a pattern that's been going on for years. John Fury has always thrived on chaos and controversy. Remember the press conferences where he'd steal the spotlight? The wild statements that would dominate headlines? Froch is saying this split drama is just the latest chapter in John's playbook for staying relevant. And you know what's really messed up about this? Tyson Fury has been trying to evolve as a fighter and as a person. He's been working on his mental health, getting his life together, becoming more professional. But every time he takes a step forward, his father creates some new distraction that pulls him back into the circus. Froch is basically saying enough is enough. Tyson is a grown man, a heavyweight champion, and he deserves to make his own career decisions without family interference.
You can't show your father respect when it's needed. Keep going. I don't need you. I don't need him and his millions. I need nothing off him. I wish him well, but he's put those people before me, his blood father. That's hurt me like you wouldn't believe. So, it can jog on.
Now listen to this part because it's crucial. Despite all this outside noise and drama, Carl Froch is looking at what actually matters. Tyson Fury's condition in the gym, and what he's seeing is reassuring. Sure, Tyson might not look like a shredded bodybuilder, but that's never been his style anyway. What Froch is noticing is the mentality. Relaxed, focused, active, locked in. That's the Tyson Fury who beat Deontay Wilder 3 times. That's the fighter who came back from the brink to reclaim his throne. The physical appearance doesn't tell the whole story. It's about the mindset, the preparation, the focus. And according to Froch, Tyson has all of that right now, which makes his father's public criticism even more damaging and unnecessary.
Tyson, I think, used his dad to keep him involved and as a infiltrator, you know, someone that can shout and scream and cause a bit of chaos and unrest, you know. And I think like he doesn't need that in this fight, so he might make a use.
And get this, John Fury's response to all the criticism, pure defensiveness and ego. He's talking about how he built Tyson from the ground up, how he deserves respect, how nobody understands what he's contributed. But here's the problem with that argument. Nobody's denying John's role in Tyson's early development. What people are questioning is whether his current involvement is helping or hurting. And based on his emotional, chaotic responses, it's looking more and more like the latter. Instead of handling this privately like a professional team would, John is making everything public. He's creating headlines when Tyson needs focus. He's generating controversy when the fighter needs stability. Carl Froch called this behavior out perfectly, and John's defensive reaction only proves the point.
But he's saying that Tyson isn't himself anymore. And I tend to agree with John Fury. He's certainly not at his best anymore. I mean, how could he be after everything he's been through and stuff like that? So I tend to agree with that, right? But he was saying worse to the effect of that.
But wait, it gets worse. John Fury isn't just stepping back quietly. He's actively criticizing decisions around Tyson's camp and creating division where there should be unity. This is exactly the kind of emotional, chaotic behavior that Carl Froch has been warning about. When you're preparing for a high-stakes heavyweight fight, every detail matters. The training, the strategy, the mental preparation, the team chemistry. You can't afford to have someone in your inner circle creating drama and questioning everything publicly. It's like having a leak in your boat while you're trying to navigate a storm. And that's what makes Froch's position so strong here. He's not attacking John Fury personally. He's pointing out how this behavior damages Tyson's chances of success.
I'm not saying what John said, but obviously I suppose he's in a position where he knows his son, he probably knows the best version of him, and he's probably looking at him now and just feels that it isn't. I think all questions will be answered on the 11th of April, won't they? And we'll see what he's got.
Here's the kicker, though. Tyson Fury himself has made his stance crystal clear, and it backs up everything Carl Froch has been saying. Tyson keeps his circle tight, doesn't entertain outside noise, and moves on his own terms. This directly challenges the whole narrative about family control and outside influence. It shows that Tyson has evolved beyond needing constant guidance and interference. He's become his own man, making his own decisions, controlling his own destiny. And honestly, that's exactly where a heavyweight champion should be mentally. When you've reached the pinnacle of your sport, when you've overcome addiction, depression, and career-threatening setbacks, you don't need someone else dictating your choices. You need support, not control. Guidance, not interference.
The Team Froch's team, he's just such a cool guy, and he's getting some serious love actually from Makbadov when we was doing the broadcast, and rightly so, former undisputed heavyweight champ.
Hold up, did you catch what just happened when Shane McGuigan weighed in on this situation? He delivered an absolutely brutal take that supports Carl Froch's entire argument. McGuigan suggested that Tyson Fury may have simply outgrown the chaos that once surrounded him. Think about that for a second. Early in Tyson's career, maybe that wild energy and unpredictable behavior from his father added something to his persona. It created headlines, built his brand, made him stand out in a crowded division. But now, at this level of his career, facing elite opponents with serious knockout power, focus, and discipline matter more than shouting from the corner. Tyson looks like a fighter who's evolving, becoming more controlled and calculated in his approach. If that's true, then distancing himself from unnecessary distractions isn't just smart, it's absolutely necessary for his continued success at the highest level.
Prepare them in private, not in the public domain. John, on the times that I've met John, I found him to be engaging and charming.
Now here's where the whole situation gets really interesting. Even when other boxing experts try to add balance to the conversation, Carl Froch's core argument still holds up. Yes, maybe Tyson isn't at his absolute physical peak anymore. Maybe there are legitimate questions about his conditioning and sharpness after time away from the ring. But here's what Froch understands that others might be missing. Questioning a fighter publicly, especially right before a big fight, only adds unnecessary pressure and doubt. Champions don't need that kind of energy around them. They need confidence, support, and belief from their team. When family members start voicing concerns in public, it creates a narrative of uncertainty that can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Froch clearly believes Tyson still has plenty left in the tank and deserves to be backed, not doubted by the people closest to him.
So when I've seen him whether it's an act, created or whatever, it's boorish, it's unpalatable, it's unpleasant. When you headbutt Ukrainians in front of, Saudi royalty and behave yourself in a way that's not particularly appetizing, you get judged by it. So, with due respect to the fact it's a scoop for these guys, I'm not hugely interested in it.
But here's where it all comes together, and this is what makes Carl Froch's position so compelling. At the end of the day, all this talk, all this drama, all these public disagreements mean absolutely nothing once that first bell rings. The ring is the ultimate truth teller in boxing. Tyson Fury has built his entire reputation on answering critics between the ropes. When people said he was done after the Wilder knockdowns, he got up and won. When they said he was too inactive, he came back and dominated. When they questioned his mental health, he turned his struggles into strength. This upcoming fight becomes massive now, not just about winning, but about proving he still belongs at the elite level despite all the outside noise and family drama. Every doubt, every question, every piece of criticism will be tested when he steps through those ropes. And that's exactly where champions separate themselves from everyone else.
Fury's got his own fans and people that think that he is a legend and one thing and another. Well, that's all well and good, but you've got to look at his resume. It doesn't stack up. Not to the great fighters. It doesn't stack up.
So here's the bottom line on this entire Carl Froch versus John Fury situation. Froch has exposed something that needed to be called out. The unnecessary drama, the attention-seeking behavior, the public criticism that serves nobody except those craving headlines. Tyson Fury is at a crossroads in his career where focus and stability matter more than ever.
Well, whether he can take them or not, he shouldn't be taking them, and he knows that. But when he's on his A game and he boxes, he can box. He ticks all the boxes, trust me. And he's exciting as well. And he does the right thing with this level of opposition.
Tyson's looking in magnificent shape. Best I've seen him in, to be quite honest, for a long time. And more importantly, mentally he's in a good place. And this is a big fight. He's in with a very, very experienced fighter who's a big man, big puncher. I think he's got a 90% knockout ratio. He's knocked out 17 of his opponents in the first round. So he can whack, and he's not phased about fighting over here. He fought recently over here and beat Dave Allen. And this is quite a big.
There's nothing more left in life for these boxers. When these great boxers, what's completed the game and they've got everything. What else can Tyson do? There's only so much yachts and sailing, and there's only so much flying on holidays, and there's only so much fucking whatever a normal person thinks is good you can do.
Mentally, he's in a good place. Physically, he looked good as well. He's been working well out in Thailand, and I sort of agree with Paulie. I think that he's a massive addition to the heavyweight scene. He has been over the last 10 years, and I think it's good to have him back. We need the characters. Look,